welcome. This is our daily reading for Wednesday, October 12th, 2016. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing, so see what feels right for you. It could be one sign that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest and greatest good of everyone involved in the situation and so on. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave? Preparing for the wave? Crashing into the wave? Riding that wave? Or ignoring the wave? It's always your choice in the end. Also, feel free to make this an interactive video with me if you want to pull some cards for yourself. And if you have some time, try to check out the links that I provide below. Show your love and support to the artists and musicians. And see if there's more signs and symbols, more depth to this reading for October 12th for you in those videos below. All right, I'll see you in a moment, guys. Hi guys, welcome back. I had to move locations. So let's continue with the reading for Wednesday, October 12th, 2016. I'm going to start with the Life Purpose Oracle cards. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels, and energies of love have for Wednesday, October 12th, 2016. One card for the highest, greatest good of all, for focus, clarity, and understanding the energies of the day and how to ride these energies best. Start with one card. Author. So writing, stories, words, inspiration. I feel like it starts with a word. It starts with a title. It starts with like a letter, you know. Hamlet's still here with us, even though we changed locations. All right, so I feel like it starts with like a letter, a title that becomes a book, you know, a title that becomes a whole song, something that's inspiring and simple. I feel like it starts very simple, but it involves a lot of emotion. It's something witty. It's a sign for you. It's a key word for you. It's a catalyst for you. It's that phrase. It's that thing that gets you going, that gets you moving, that creates a whole novel. It creates a whole song. It creates something bigger than what you received in spirit. I feel like it's an inspiration. It's a phrase. It's something that you see that connects inside of you, that makes you want to write, that makes you want to make something, that makes you want to pursue something. That I feel like it's definitely writing something down. I feel like for some of us, it's just getting organized, you know, putting plans down, putting your thoughts down, all in the same place. Maybe like an affirmation book, a gratitude journal, something like that. Just writing down one thing a day that you're grateful for. Actually, like something, I don't know where I heard this, like a gratitude tree, where every day you take like something you're grateful for and either do an ornament or like a fake leaf, you know, a little flower, little silk flower, and write something on the petal, something like that. And every day just hang it on your tree to make like a beautiful flower gratitude tree, something like that, but writing is involved. Maybe it starts with those little phrases, and when you see them all together, like, you know, almost like growth, like almost like a, I want to say storyboard, but like more like a dream board, where if you're not maybe as analytical, you don't usually hear words or phrases, and you see pictures, perhaps. Maybe do a collage. I feel like it's something that you see. Maybe do a collage of things that you just want to incorporate in your world. You know, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next year, but things that you feel beautiful about having in your world. experiences that you want to have. Maybe you need to see them somewhere. Like even in art, maybe you're an illustrator for a book. But I feel like if there's pictures involved, you're putting words there too. And I feel like when you physically write words, like with a pencil and pen, with your hand, handwritten, that you sort of pull those thoughts, those ideas, those dreams from the ether, and you make them tangible. You put them down, you make them real. You give them stability, you give those words substance. Even if those words are hurt, you know, if you've been heartbroken and you're writing about that, it's still healing to come out and have it on paper. Sometimes you can release it, you know, like I see somebody putting something in a balloon and letting the balloon go. Something like that, or maybe putting something in a creek or a stream to be washed away and to let it go. You're still letting something out. You're still acknowledging those feelings so they can heal, and not bottling them up, pushing them down deep where you're ignoring them so they pop up at awkward times later for you to deal with when you didn't mean to deal with them. So I feel like art and words and writing is healing. And probably not only healing to you, but healing to others, to find that connection, you know, with those feelings, with those experiences that you've gone through. Because we all go through shit, you know, we all go through things. And, you know, no man is an island. Sometimes we just forget that we're not alone. And, you know, there's somebody else out there, maybe someone hasn't gone through exactly the same thing as us, but there's still an emotional connection to that emotion. And there can still be a healing connection. If somebody else, you know, didn't know how to write those words about that experience that they had, but they hear your song, or they read your story, or they go with that character in an experience to bring them there, then it connects them to that emotion in themselves so they can heal too, you know, so they can grow from the experience of somebody else. So I didn't even read this yet. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. So put time away, set time away, make some me time, some you time, some alone time to get these thoughts down, to put all of these, I still see a collage, so maybe you're doing a collage, but I feel like it involves writing on top of that collage, like your actual words, what's meaningful to you, even if it's just a word, a phrase. You know, one word can have a lot of depth, a lot of power. So I'm going to go to the animal tarot, and let's pull another card for the day and get more clarity. Hi, Ham. What do you have? Ham has a frog. There's no squeaker left. You already got... Oh, there is a squeaker, but it doesn't work. He's going to pretend to be the squeaker for you. All right. Let's get one card for the day, since we're in the animal oracle. That was very timely, Hamlet. All right. One card for the day for all of us. The gorilla. So take the time. This is also taking time. So taking time, making time, guys. Make the time. Put it aside. Make it happen. Sit down. 5 minutes, 2 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long amount of time. You just have to put something away. Something away for you to sit down and write, to do, to take time out for you. Take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. So maybe writing is involved with others hearing your point of view. Sometimes I can think of, I don't know why I'm thinking of this. Sometimes when I was a little girl, and if I did something bad and I felt bad. Now I'm a Virgo, so I have the tendency to be really hard on myself, because I can analyze anything else really well, especially myself. So sometimes Virgos take it extra hard when we hear it from anyone else, because we probably already know, and we're probably already hard on ourselves. So in the past, when I did something wrong and I was a bad girl, and I knew I did something wrong, I mean, just something like a kid would do, but my way of expressing what I did and you know, wanting forgiveness and understanding and processing all that stuff that was going on in my little old head was usually to write a letter, you know, to my parents, to my sister, you know, because I felt like I could sit down, and I still don't know if it was received, you know, but I feel like it was, you know. I feel like words, when you sit down and do a handwritten letter, hello, it comes from a place of compassion. It comes from a place where you put some time into that, and you show how you care to put time into something. Sometimes there's a lot of emails and, like, you know, texts and stuff going on lately, and we don't really sit down and do some handwritten thank yous. Maybe it's just thanking somebody today, you know, writing a letter to someone in your family. Maybe somebody in your family doesn't know how to talk to you, and you can mention or suggest that maybe you should just write a letter. You don't even have to send it to me. You don't even have to give it to me. Maybe it'll just help to write it, so you can get all those feelings out and see them on paper. So maybe whether you send this letter, these words, or not, it's maybe good to get a journal out. Or if you have kids, maybe, you know, get your kid like a diary. Don't read it. If you get your kid a diary, you know, they should trust you that you're not going to read that shit, and it's going to be for them to work out whatever they need to work out. Just always make yourself accessible and compassionate and down on their level, so they can come to you if there's something important they need to discuss with you, so they don't have to hide it. Sometimes it sounds very dramatic when we're kids, and it's really not that dramatic. We're just learning. We're expressing ourselves. We're going through puberty and stuff like that. Even as adults, sometimes we have new situations and we feel like we're going through puberty again. You know, we're handling this all wrong when emotions get involved, and, you know, just maybe sit back, feel how you feel inside of you, try to see where others are coming from today. You know, try to put yourself in their shoes a little bit today. Maybe somebody's going to try to see things in your shoes today. Hello. Hi, Vinny. All right, I'm going to pull a card from the PALOMA Tarot for the day for October 12th. I have to call her back. So, well, I was just mentioning writing letters. So, hello. We're going to actually make a phone call when I'm done to my sister and not a letter, so I can hear her voice. But maybe it's writing letters to maybe your sister, maybe your brother today. Maybe somebody like a sibling kind of thing that will just sort of bring clarity to a situation. Maybe you had something, you know, going on, and you never expressed how you felt about something, expressed your gratitude, expressed your thanks, expressed your love, and maybe it's easier to do with words, like a handwritten letter today. All right, let's get another card for the day. The Hanged Man. So maybe somebody is waiting on, I feel like waiting and on a change of perspective, but that could be you or that could be somebody else. The Hangman is changing your perspective on something, seeing things different, taking time out to see things a different way, you know, to see things upside down if you have to, so you understand what's going on. You know, if you only focus on something the one way the whole time and you're stuck in the box, you never get the bigger perspective. You never see the other person's point of view. You never regain stability in a situation unless you can sometimes understand it a different way. You know, sometimes things throw us on our head. Sometimes this is self-sacrifice. You know, you placed yourself in a position away from something so you could see things differently. You just can't stay here too long or everything starts to fall out of your pockets. And all that wisdom that you're gaining from seeing something a different way starts to, like, go to your head a little bit. You know, the blood goes to your head and you start to see things unclearly if you hang too long. If somebody else is hanging on a situation too long, it's time for you to take action, turn yourself around, and Find healing in the situation. See things clearly. I see this green here. Looking at this, it's like the same color. Healing, you know, in your thinking about a situation. Finding the clear path through. I feel like you're birthing something here, like you're coming through a doorway. You're finding stability by starting something new, by finding your balance. You know, I feel like when I see the 4, I think of the Emperor and regaining stability. I don't know what that meant. But finding your stability, finding wisdom in a situation, finding wisdom in, I feel like it has to do with perspective. So you can only really control yourself in what you do in a situation and bring the stability back to you. Get yourself grounded, get yourself clear about your situation, you know, and allow yourself time to see things differently. I feel like you're hearing here. Like you're listening, you know, or somebody else is listening to you. Maybe this is just time out to write, you know, so you understand what you went through, what you're birthing, where you're going, what you're creating now, why you had to see things a different way than you saw them before, or why somebody else just had to see things different than they had, you know, before. But I feel like in the end, what anyone else thinks of you is none of your business, really. So you can't really hang too long or wait for somebody else to change. You can only change yourself. I'm going to pull one more card from the PALOMA Tarot. And let's get a little more clarity on the Hanged Man. It's also number 12. It's the 12th. Well, that's kind of cool. So on the 12th, we have the Hanged Man. It's just you're finding balance, you know, allowing yourself to be turned on your head a little bit, or to take some time out, or to look at things a different way, a different perspective in somebody else's shoes, so you can change. So you can change inside yourself and grow in a situation. Maybe somebody else is growing, you know, they needed time to change and see things differently. Perhaps about you, perhaps about themselves, perhaps about their situation. All right, let's get one more card for the day. The highest, greatest good of all. The 10 of Wands. So this card is feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, on your back. You know, it's also ending this feeling. Maybe you're thinking about how you can release some weight off your plate, off your back, off your shoulders. You know, it's up to you to end this. 10 is a transition, so it's the end of something really hard, something you put a lot of energy into, like a lot of energy, and at this point you're pretty tired. You need rest after this 10 of Wands. Besides, like, compared to the other 10s in the tarot, the 10 of Wands has so much energy involving you and what you did and what you put into, that you need to restore that energy to step into the new. So I feel like this is valuable here, you know? This is ending this struggle, this hardship, this energy. You've been I feel like this person is always just carrying too much weight. They're gaining a lot of lessons. They're gaining a lot of strength, but they need to let the weight off their back and stand up straight and breathe and start something new where there's not so much weight on their back, where they're brand new, where they're beginning something that feels free. So the good news is this is ending, you know, but it's up to you to recognize this. Recognize where there's too much weight. Recognize where you gain strength. I feel like this weight involves the writing, you know, what you're writing about and what you want to move into, what you can find balance in, you know. I feel like both of these have balance. The 10 is like 5 and 5. So maybe like your right and your left hemisphere, your masculine, your feminine, maybe you and somebody else, like, I feel like high five kind of thing. And then the 12, I think of a clock. I think of the zodiacs. I think of a system or coming back around. You know, you get to Pisces and then you start at Aries again. You start around. You learn the seasons. You learn about change. I feel like I should pull one more card because I don't want to end on the 10 of Wands without understanding why we are ending something and what we need to release and what we are beginning, what to focus on. Because it's a tweener card. The 10 is a tweener. You know, it's not quite ending something and not quite beginning something else. So let's get one more card for clarity for the 12th. And that's the King of Cups. So learning to ride emotions, learning to feel these ebbs and these flows inside of us. This is a man that's sexy, psychic, understanding, sensitive, giving, loving, emotional, sometimes, you know, acts impulsively, maybe on emotions because he feels really deeply, but not afraid of emotions, not afraid to dive deep into the ocean and face those monsters, face those like sea monsters, face those energies that are scary when you're in the dark in the middle of the ocean and you don't know what's going on. This could also be a water sign, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I feel like he wants, see, there's like, look at, there's like a serpent or like a sea creature here, you know, or even like a mermaid, something. No, I don't know. I feel like it's like a sea dragon or something. And then there's a dove, so it's peace. It's coming back home. It's the mother's milk. I think of, I just see light like bouncing out of this chalice. So he's in touch with what he needs to receive. He's receiving peace. Maybe peace is coming back after this hardship, after all this energy. Maybe this, you know, I almost want to say swords, so maybe he's thinking a lot. But this King of Cups is now thinking clearly, maybe, thinking with his heart. I feel like there's a fish on his breastplate here, so maybe Pisces. I feel like this King of Cups is young at heart as well, no matter what age he or she is. It's a general reading, so this could be any of us, but it's us riding our emotions. It's the doing part of what we feel. It's pursuing what makes us feel alive, alive. You know, this King of Cups wants the experience. He wants to live out those fantasies that he can write. I feel like he would write some beautiful poems or songs, you know. Yeah, I just keep seeing this fish, this like pendant of a fish on his breast, like on his heart, on his chest, like it's and almost like scales, like the scales are protection, you know. But sensitive. I feel like they're sensitive too because they can feel everything, and that's a connection. I feel like your emotions are your strength today. You know, allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to change how you feel about something, why you do something, why you were doing something. Let things go that weren't working for you and find this place of peace. You know, where you're on solid ground, where you feel good about what you're doing, you have stability, and I feel like there's pleasure involved with this King of Cups. You know, he feels out what makes him feel alive, what makes him or her feel good today. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I love you, and I'll see you soon.